Then explain me.
Do you remember that villain I had to kill because the lives of 6 people were at stake?
Yes.
Well, apparently, he was an important member of a sect of villains around the world. And the death of any of them can trigger anger and the desire to avenge him. And a few days before I left, someone called me from an unknown number.
Listen carefully. If you try to do something contrary to what I tell you, we will kill the blonde. I knew it was some kind of revenge when they mentioned Bloodcounter, the villain I killed. And I started to get scared when certain things happened during the call. What things?
They wanted to show me that they were close to me, and it is true because my sense of danger was activated, but I could never see them. Calm, it was a fake bullet, but the next one will be real and in your boyfriend's head if you don't do what I tell you. Where are you? One had no doubt that they were very close to us, but not only that, they sent me many videos of your entire daily routine. They had a close watch on you and my mother. Listen carefully, you can't say anything to anyone, because if you speak, I'll find out. My quirk is 2 senses, and you don't want others to suffer the consequences of your disobedience, right? His quirk consists of finding out everything that a person saw and heard in the previous 7 days. I had no choice. I was ordered to go to the United States. I could not refuse. The lives of those I love were in danger. I know you hate being seen as someone to protect, but understand me, I had no choice. I managed to send a Morse code message to a couple of spy agencies. It was my only alternative, because by accepting their conditions, I was practically signing my death warrant. I had to invent something for not to tell you the real reason, and an undercover mission was the most feasible in that situation. That's why I had to go. I had no choice. I didn't know what they would do to me. I just knew that I didn't want them to do something to you. And what happened there? When I first arrived, they showed me a live video of you. They had you completely under surveillance, and they threatened to shoot you if I tried something. They tied me to a chair and left me locked in an old warehouse. They only came to beat me from time to time. They did not feed me for days and only fed me when they saw me badly so as not to let me die so easily. What I have done to you these days is not the least you deserve for having killed my friend. He was about to kill 6 people! And what do I care about 6 insignificant lives? Blood's life was worth so much more.
He was a psychopath.
If you had to save Kotsuk or 6 insignificant people, what would you do, you f***ing self-righteous hypocrite?
I would try to save everyone, and so I did with Bloodcounter, but he simply told me that if I did not kill him, he would continue to kill people for pleasure. I don't care what you say, I'll make your last week's hell.
That's how they kept me for the first 5 weeks based on blows and little food. I really thought would die there, until apparently some people from the spy agency I contacted in Morse infiltrated. They came with a whole armed squad, and they were able to subdue them all. I was scared by what your stalkers in Japan could do. Wait, there was a group stalking Kakchan, and at any moment they can shoot him. Don't worry, we are dealing with them simultaneously. Spy agencies work differently from heroes. Their findings are never made public, so there was no news of what happened. And how did they manage to carry out the infiltration? The agency made an alliance with a mafia that were enemies of those who kidnapped me.
And if all that lasted less than 3 months, why didn't you come back?
Because they made an alliance with that mafia, they had to return the favor, investigating other allied groups of those who kidnapped me. If any leader of these groups found out what happened, they would unleash a wave of revenge again, so even though I was released, I still could not return to Japan. In the end, I really did go on a covert mission for 2 years. We had to get rid of all those groups at the root. I felt powerless because I couldn't communicate with anyone, but they wouldn't let me. But I saw you on the US news working like a hero.
That was because they requested me. It was part of the job at the spy agency. I had to collect data from other fake heroes.
But those 2 years passed and you still did not return. Why? Yes, I came back, but I left again.
What? What are you taking about?
When I had the opportunity to return, I did it immediately. I was excited to see you and longed to be able to tell you everything, but I found out that you went to work in Russia for a while, and that wasn't going to stop me, so I went to look for you. Did you go to Russia to find me?
Just arriving, I realized that you were an eminence in Russia, and your work as a hero was very recognized. You were on all the billboards. I was very proud. I had the silly idea to surprise you, so I asked a colleague from the spy agency to investigate your address. And just when I was in front of your house, I saw a car arrive. Apparently it was yours and you got out, along with another person. I didn't feel I had the right to say anything. I could only think that you obviously went on with your life next to someone else, and that's fine. I got it and don't blame you for it. But seeing you with someone else broke my heart. I didn't even know how to react, so I just left without saying anything to you. I know it was my mistake to leave at that moment without telling you anything, but my courage consumed me. Not with you, obviously, but with life. Because it put me in a situation where I had to leave to protect you and come back and see you with someone else. It was so unfair by fate. And it was so painful for me to think that you had completely forgotten about me that on impulse I went to live in the US. That's what happened.
So you thought I was making my life with someone else?